Hello, welcome to a special episode of Primo Calcio. It's more of an impromptu cast today. I am Michael here with Anthony. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great because it's another day when you get to bitch about your club,
That's right, two quick
and
ones in
I
a
get to
row.
observe. I get to observe.
Oh, don't worry, Juve's coming in a couple of days.
They're coming, all right.
That's right. So it's a total circus at AC Milan right now. The game against Zagreb has opened up a can of worms. A bunch of stuff is happening. After the Calabria bust up, after Parma, a very lucky win. After the loss to Zagreb 2-1, which there's a lot to be said about that game either way. But now there's some bust up with Conceição and Morata, but then in the media they say there's no bust up, but yet Morata's being sold. So I'm pretty sure there was a bust up. It's an absolute circus. So we're gonna break down what's happening, some of these transfers, what's really going on, and what actually is the main issue here. Okay, so striker situation right now. Looks like Morata will be going to Galatasaray. I still think there was a bust up because why would you sell a striker halfway through the season? Something's got to be going wrong. And he's basically out. Plus, he's a hard worker who you'd think that Conceição would like, but he just hasn't produced this season. They're thinking, link wise, they're going to do a double replacement, which I highly doubt because that would be very rare for Red Bull to spend that money, with getting both Gimenez and Luca.
Both?
That's the most recent rumor. I
No, they're not going to
highly
get both.
highly doubt it. I think what's going to happen is they're
Yeah,
going to make one more offer for Gimenez. If it doesn't work, they're going to go for Luca. That's what's going to
yeah,
happen.
that's exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
If they went for both, great because you could just get rid of Tammy and then you just run those two guys and then you have Camarda. That's a nice three stack of people. Instead, they're loaning Camarda to Monza most likely, which it's a dry loan, which I'm okay with. My fear is that this is the start of talks that will open up his future sale, and this is another problem with Milan selling their youths. Camarda is one of the brightest prospects Milan has ever had, and you really can't sell this guy. You
It's,
can't sell this
they
guy.
they don't. I say this all the time with my team. They don't. You're thinking as if your management gives a shit about building a lasting winning organization. They don't care about that. They see someone that's going to get them pure cap gains, and they need to get him on, who's got a lot of potential but not realizing right
Yeah,
now.
they got to get
They
him on
need
the
to move
showroom
him.
floor.
Yeah, exactly. They got to give him the showroom floor, get their prize pony out there,
Had to get
and
him
then
on nice
sell
and
him off.
shiny.
Bada boom. As soon as they make enough money, he's gone. That's all. And
Yeah,
that's how it is now. When you're owned by the kind of owners
like
at Milan, Juventus are owned
corporate
by
corporate
is yeah.
fund owners, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, if he scores like 5 goals for Monza, his value is going to skyrocket because he's 16 years old,
Oh God, yeah.
and they're going to freak out. So if he gets
I mean,
goals, his price tag is going to go through the roof. All the big teams are going to go after him, and Milan will sell.
look how much Man United bought. What's his name for? Highland for
Hoyland, like
Hoyland.
70 mil for a 9 goal
He got like
striker.
8 goals. Yeah, 9 goals,
It's
70 mil.
so
That's
bad.
exactly what's going to
Yeah,
happen. So that's what they're hoping for. And there's plenty of fans, and plenty of Milan fans that don't care. And they're just like, yeah, get that money, bro. Get
I
that
know.
70 mil. What are you going to spend it on? Bums. That's what you're going to spend it on. You're going to spend it on bums.
It's a little ridiculous to me. It's like, as a fan, do you get any of that money? Do you get a share in those
No, it
profits?
just makes them feel cool to say
Absolutely
that.
not. Yeah, it's like, oh, my team finishes, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, but they had lots of money last year.
Yeah,
Good
made
job,
the
guys.
bank, dude.
You're a
And
fan.
that's good.
Remember, you're a
Yeah.
fan.
I don't know. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck. It's different, man. It's just different now. It's
Yeah,
2025. No one gives a shit
it's
about anything,
very strange.
including the
Spreadsheets rule the
players.
world.
Spreadsheets do rule the world.
Next up, Hernandez, massive bid from Como, and
Ooh,
it was rejected.
Como, maybe. I like it though. It's bold.
Dude, Como's got some balls. They want to
Okay.
shake some things up here, and I'm here for it. The crazy thing in here, and the kicker is that it was Hernandez who rejected it, not Redbird, meaning they're totally open to his sale. So
Of course they are.
it's a
Of
fire sale
course
at
they are,
Milan.
dude.
We'll take it. That's fine.
Uh,
And people can knock tail all they want. He's one of the very few people on this team who could turn a game around on his own.
I
You're
totally
gonna
agree.
lose that ability if you sell this guy.
Oh, and they'll use that money and buy bumps.
Yeah, they'll buy nobody. They'll buy like
They'll buy
they'll buy
bumps.
two 20 million signings, and they're gonna hope one works out
Yeah, because
because
that's
that's
what
what
you
they
do.
do.
Yeah, you're gonna buy bumps.
Yep. I guess finishing off the striker talk, I actually like both Jimenez and Luca. I think that if there
Yeah.
was a way to get one or both, it's a good choice. Jimenez reminds me of like a Retegui type player, smart, good finisher, crafty, good with his feet, talented, uses his body well. Luca is a unique profile because there's not many guys that tall, and he's actually way less uncoordinated than I thought he was. He's much more
I mean,
talented. He's doing
he's
good.
gumpy, but he knows how to work with it. Yeah, he's definitely a big old gump, but he puts the ball in the net, man. He brings the ball down. His hold up play is
He's
good.
got decent touch
Eh,
too, which is
yeah,
impressive, and he actually uses
yeah.
his size. I know we talk about it a bit.
Yes.
Something I give Skamaka so much flack for is he's got so much size and natural skill. Like the guy doesn't have to try; he's got natural skill, and he just doesn't use his body. Like
No,
he's
he's
gifted with
handy
size, and
as.
he doesn't use it. Exactly, Luca uses it.
But he's got all those tats, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the more tats, the less tough
And
you are in these days.
he's got that tattoo turtleneck.
That's right. That's right. Let's go to more transfer news. Tomori may be going to Spurs or Aston Villa for 30 mil. I mean, I'm not, super bonded to Tomori. I think that he's, as we were talking right before this cast, really lost confidence here. His first few years were very, very
Yeah.
good here. His last few have been very poor. That seems to be a management and a confidence issue because now he's playing terrible when he was probably our best defender for quite some time.
Well,
Um,
he hasn't been a regular in the starting lineup
that's
at
right.
some time. Is this correct?
Yep.
You do need regular playing time. Anybody does. And I don't think he was playing at a level that would have, escorted him to the bench. But I'm not a big fan of him at all. But I don't think he does. If you want your player, most of the players, you got to play him, and he hasn't been playing.
No,
And then
that's
you throw
actually
him on the
very true,
field, and
though.
he's not playing very well. Like, what do you expect? A lot of people are applauding the resurgence of Spinazzola, like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's like, dude, it took a while to get back from those injuries and everything does take time, and you need
I
consistency
mean,
and you need
Goodmanson
actual
too,
playing
same
time.
thing, right? He's
Yeah, Goodmanson,
finally
yeah.
coming back, but he's been consistently
It
out
took
there.
him
Like,
like four
yeah,
or five games to get going again. He's been pretty ass for
huh,
a few of those games, but you got to keep him get out there
you
because
got to
he's a
play
good
your guys.
player, and yeah,
You got
yeah,
to play
you
your
do got to
guys.
play your guys.
That's
Yeah,
a
you
good
got to have
point.
faith in those guys.
Like, look at what Conte does when he goes into a team. He stabilizes it by saying, "Hey, these are my starters,
Hmm.
and they know it, and they're gonna play, so their confidence skyrocket." And that's what
Yep,
happens. You get consistency, you get faith in you. Even if you have a bad game, you're still the starter. Like
yep.
this is how it goes. You don't just get
You have a
lambasted for
couple, you're
one
out,
bad
but
game.
exactly. I got a faith in you. You're my guy. These are my guys.
Yep.
Boom, we're going to battle.
Speaking of that,
Yep.
with the whole like Gabia error, like he stepped on the ball, he tripped over it. Yes, it was dumb.
Yeah,
He made a gaff. That shit happens.
it does.
I would give him more flack if he was out of position, if he was playing poorly, if he made bad challenges. That's bad defending. You make a
Yeah,
gaff, once, twice a year. I don't really care, right? I mean, I'm not gonna fault him too much for that. So,
no,
but you
I
just
wouldn't
watch.
either.
The fans are gonna give him so much shit. Just watch.
Oh, of course. Well, first of all, he's Italian, but you said a couple, was it 2 weeks ago? When Magnan botched that whatchamacall, you didn't give him shit, so it's
No,
you've
I
been
mean
consistent with
that
that.
stuff happens.
Yeah, that should happen. It's stupidity and laziness that I can't tolerate. Mistakes, that's fine,
Yeah, if you make
no
a
problem.
mistake here and there, that's just life. Especially if you're trying to do something good and you just fucked up. That happens, right? If it
Yeah.
becomes a consistent thing, that's a different story. But
Who were we talking about? Was it last cast we did where we weren't pissed that they lost the ball? We were pissed that they didn't even try to go win it back.
Fofana,
Fofana, yeah, there you go. That pisses me off way more than fumbling on the ball once a year.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's
I
fine.
agree.
Mm.
So let's move on to even more news. Calabria might be leaving right now to Bologna. Um, and honestly, he should go. He should go to
Yeah,
Bologna. He's gonna have a nice season there. I bet you Calabria is nowhere near as bad as people think he is. I don't think he's great. He's definitely not a captain material. I never wanted to see him as captain, but he's a totally fine right back. And he's still the best right back that we have on the team. But
yeah.
he had the bust up with Conceição. Things are not obviously going well, and he'll probably leave. But
He's frustrated.
look at the depth you have though. If you let go of Calabria, your trashy Emerson Real is injured. You had
Yep.
to play Tomori at right back. So who you gonna play? Your only option
35-year-old man.
is Kyle Walker. You're gonna hope that he comes in and is amazing.
He's
And
gonna fix everything.
if he's not, you got to run Jimenez there, which I guess is fine.
That's
I
fine.
think he's all right, but I mean your depth is gone. You saw Tomori. Who are your center backs now? You Gabia just got injured. Chiao's coming back from injury. Who the hell are you gonna run?
Don't tell me Gabia got injured by stepping on the ball. Right?
He got injured in practice, I think.
Oh
So,
God.
but who are you gonna run? Like, you don't even have anybody
Uh,
else right now because they let go of all their
Pavlovich.
depth. You have
Ace, we were just watching and analyzing his terrible
yeah,
positional play.
you have
It's-
Pavlovic. Xiao's still coming back. He's not fully fit yet. Gabia's out and Tomori's out. So
yep.
you have one center back.
Yeah.
They
You do.
offloaded all
Yep.
their depth. They sold Kalulu to Juve. They got rid of Simic for basically nothing. I
Well,
mean,
he's
like
on a loan with option. You can still get him back, and I would gladly give him back to you. I don't want that guy with iron. You can have him.
either way, like they can't get him back now. Either way, like they need to wait. Until the season's up. Season
Yeah,
long
right,
low.
right.
So we get a player right now. You can't sell Tomori right now.
Pavlovich.
Yeah.
Ciao.
How about yeah, and an injured Chow. That's great. Sounds
Mm-hmm.
nice. They're gonna put Hernandez there. They'll do. They did it for a little while last season too.
Oh,
What
really?
a really well built, well crafted team.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't actually give a shit about building a team or crafting a team. That's what happens when you're just making money moves.
That's what happens when
And this is
you
exactly what
look
I've been
for
telling my fucking
opportunities.
shitty fan base. Yeah, that's all it is. It's a market. It's 100%. It's there aren't players. They're just widgets.
A
That's all
joke.
it is.
They see them
Yeah,
as assets, right?
yeah, that's
What
all
they
they
are.
are. They're assets.
Yep,
Hmm.
that's what they
Yeah,
are. So
they don't care
those
at all about
no.
the sporting side of it.
No.
Neither of our clubs do, and that's why they suck. Both of our clubs suck ass for that same exact reason. So you could put any coach in there, and it's not gonna make a difference. Look at Conceição. Everyone's so jacked up about him. I like Conceição. I think he's decent. I like his. We'll see. Time will tell if he's a hothead or a tough guy, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's actually what I wanted to get into next because
Okay,
this
perfect.
is now getting into the circus. So we talked about the transfers, and really, the only things that are positive going for Milan is they might get Jimenez or Luca, and I think both those are
Those are
good
good
players.
links.
That would be nice. Let's see if it happens. I think one of them will manifest because they absolutely have to if they sell Morata. Only a couple days left, not much time left. I do think one of them will end up here. That will be a positive change. A true dry loan for Camarda if they keep him, would be great. The
Yeah.
rest of the transfers are bad options, in my opinion. That's just me. Some people may think different, but I think they're bad options. Um, Now we get into the whole what else is going wrong at Milan because so far the transfer circus is a bit ridiculous. Here's the
Yeah.
thing,
What's
coaching.
going on?
You touched on it, and I really want to kind of hammer this a little bit. Fonseca, Conceição. I am not a fan of Fonseca. Never have been. He was the wrong choice from the start. You had options to buy great coaches, and you didn't. That's on management. That's where it's going to keep going to. Now you have Conceição, who hasn't set up a single game properly. He looked bad from the start. The tactics are crappy. The team does not look compact. They look like total shit. But for some reason, he's able to motivate the team. We come up with some wild wins and late comebacks, and we always get scored on and come back. The opposite problem to Juve. They start out in front, go behind.
Yeah.
Milan has the reverse problem. So you see
Milan
Grincha.
has enough talent to overcome it.
Right. That's what you're seeing from Milan. But that's now you're seeing the weaknesses of them so far as tactically.
Yes.
So
He's been out coached from a tactical aspect every single game.
for sure. And in my opinion, that's bad. But it's still a
Yes.
little bit early because you haven't supported the guy. You've given him zero signings besides a 34-year-old Kyle Walker. So I'm not going to fully judge him yet. Also, I'm not so sure how these bust ups are. As you said earlier, time will tell if this is more just petulance or if he's actually a tough guy and he's getting some of the poison out. We'll see in a couple weeks how this is all going. But a lot of the verdict is out so far. One thing's good. I think if shit keeps going this way, he's going to finally start battling with the management, and that's what I
Yes.
want. The light has to be shown on the management. Where I wanted to go with this is, guys, the team is playing shit still, whether it was Fonseca or Conceição. So what's the common thread here? The top.
Mhm.
It all starts at the top. I'm not
But
sure
what's the top doing to cause this shitty situation?
they are
Go,
creating an awful culture.
correct.
There is the
Yes.
shittiest culture here. One thing that Elliot did, and I'm not an Elliot fan. I could not. I really can't stand Elliot. But one thing they did when they bought Milan is they got out of the way. They set a very hard transfer budget, a very hard limit on salaries, and they made Maldini and Boban and those guys and play within this very restricted playing field. But they got out of the way otherwise. They let them handle the sporting thing, and obviously
Yeah.
Milan started to build, and they were starting to do very, very well, way ahead of where people thought they were going to be. The second Redbird came in, they started to take full control. This is my team, my guys. Lena, you're out. Rest of the guys, you're out. And look at this culture now. It's gone.
They Redbird did exactly what a lot of these vulture investment companies do. You come in, you fire management, you get rid of any extra people you think you don't need, potential problems, sell everything that's worth anything, and you completely cook the books, make them look good. Now you've solved all the problems. You bring in your yes men, and then you can resell the team, retain a percentage, and move on. That happens in the corporate world all day long. That's what they're realizing they can do now with these European teams that were built and run on passion. Because what happens is when you run something with passion and love for the club and you want to be competitive, you do a lot of things that don't make financial sense. Well,
That's
it's
exactly
really
right.
easy to come in and make financial sense of that
Yeah,
and
it's a
act
total
like you've been a
mess financially.
success.
So yeah, you make a couple
Yeah,
smart changes,
yeah,
you look like, oh, look how great we're doing.
yeah. Like how do you get the best players on your team? You got to fucking pay for them.
Right. You got to pay
You
for
know,
them, and you got to have a team that people want to come to, because that is the second thing. Because if another team has a similar offer than you, but they're respected and you're not, they're going to go there. Those are the
if
two ways you get players on your team.
if you keep churning players year in and year out, you're never ever going to build a team. So you can act like you're a badass by saying we made a shit ton of money by selling these players and we made profit, sick. But you don't actually know what you're talking about because you have to have players that stay year in and year out and provide you with that culture and that consistency. And these clubs right now are struggling because they don't have that.
No, that's a
They're not
massive
doing
point,
that.
because even though like I didn't like how foreign the team was getting at Milan, they were starting to build a culture. Right, Hernandez was a staple. Mori was becoming a staple because he had a lot of grinta. Magnan was a staple. Tonali, Kessier, Benacer. Right, these
Mhm.
guys lay out like they were all becoming staples. You had your core. Just add 2 to 3 pieces, quality pieces, every season. Bring up some
Yeah.
youngsters, and you're done.
Bring the young guys into the
You don't
mix.
need to
Yeah, that's
sign
how you
eight
do it.
guys. You don't need to do
Yes.
this. So Redbird has slowly been, and what they say is we just like to respond to opportunities, whether it's a
Yeah.
selling or it's a buying opportunity. That is not how you do it. You pick what you want at your team, build the team you want with the culture you want. You don't just say, "Oh, this guy's cheap. Do we need him?" Not really, but we might be able to sell him for a profit later. And that's how you wind up with a disjointed, shitty team that makes no sense. And that's where we're at.
But it depends what you're trying to accomplish. Like Redbird's accomplishing exactly what they're successful in their own eyes. Milan's the most profitable team right now in Italy.
It's
So
true.
there you go, 8th place, baby,
It's true, but
or
there's a
seventh.
possibility this all falls off if they don't qualify for Champions League, and they just lost, I think, like 15 to 20 mil by not qualifying for top eight, which was pretty huge here.
Mhm.
So
Good.
it's starting to crack, and it's been worse every year since the firing of Maldini and the mantling of the team.
Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this whole thing with these American vulture companies coming in and doing exactly what I just said. They do with these clubs, treat them like any other company. I hope it's just a fad because you cannot talk here. Here, let's use one of their terms. I don't think it's sustainable to run a club the way they're running a club. I think that eventually what's going to happen is they're going to end up like where Milan is, where they in how many what in you guys won it in what 21, 22?
Yeah, I think it was
How
what
many years
years
before
ago.
had you won one?
Ooh, it was pretty early on. It was with like Ibrahimovic back then. I think it was like 2011 maybe. I'll have to
Right.
look it up, but I think it was around
The
then.
year before Juventus went on the run, right? And then
Yeah, a
so
year
you've
then.
won one in 10 years, and then now you're in 8th place. So that's how you want to run the club. Okay, great idea.
Yeah, it was
I
2011
strongly
when
disagree.
when
Yeah,
they won.
yeah, that's not sustainable. Okay, so I want to use your own terms. That's not sustainable either. So I don't understand. I think it's just a fad, and I hope it goes away. But the problem is they've already been sold off. If Redbird sells, they're just going to sell to the highest bidder. The highest bidder is going to be another foreign investor that's going to come in, and you're just going to get prostituted around from owner to owner. And that's exactly what Elkin's cooking up here. Elkin's going to offload that club, sell it to some foreign investor, and it's going to be these two clubs are. I always say Juve is 1 to 2 years behind Milan. They're in the same boat, man. Like
Yeah,
that match.
it's at risk of permanently losing. Honestly, at this point, they have, for me, permanently lost their culture. There is one
Yeah.
way and only one way to bring it back, and it's very, very, very unlikely. So it's probably not going to happen.
Oh, it's no,
It's so
it's
unlikely. It's just
never going to
yeah.
happen. The people don't exist to bring it back that have like the willingness to do it. and the fan base just doesn't give a shit. The fan base just wants to see hip new players. Every that's all they care about. Hip new players coming in to get excited about, respectable finishes. It's a lowered standard now. It's not the same.
No, yeah, the whole
You know.
building a dynasty is gone. But something that I
Yeah.
want to go back to is culture. The
Mhm.
culture at Milan back for people who used to kind of watch it back when we were very good.
When they were actually a dynasty.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
very, very like family oriented. Nobody left Milan. It was a rarity when people got sold. Selling Kaká was like everybody's kind of heartstrings got poured out because nobody would sell players, and then you sold that guy. Things were starting to break around that time. Um, Now we become a totally wheeling dealing club. There's no more actual family here because the people who have been here have only been here for a few years. So there's no long-standing members. Nobody has really gone through the youth system besides Gabbia. I guess Calabria, but he's on the way out. There's no more of that. There's no more core of Italy, and this is an Italian team, one of the oldest Italian teams who has a very unique history where they actually split from Inter, as people know, mainly due to Italians. The other part of that was kind of classicism, whereas Milan was a working class, Inter was like the bourgeoisie, but mainly it was due to Italians and Inter wanted internationals. Yet that's all gone in the past several years. It's been like that for a bit, but it's cemented now because there's just nobody here anymore. All our youth is getting sold. The culture is being broken, and what's being brought in? You're bringing in shit like Ibrahimovic doing Instagram posts with I Show Speed or doing Taylor Swift crap and selling golden Lego bears for $1,000 and jacking up ticket prices to people who are locals so you can go sell it to the random travelers coming in. It is such a disgraceful change to Milan. That's why this thing is an absolute circus show. It is lost. Milan at this point is totally lost. They can win some games, and they probably will just beat Inter on the weekend. It doesn't even matter because they're gonna go ahead and lose the next like game against the Minnow. This team is so lost culture wise. A lot of fans, and I think the same thing's happening with you over at Juve, are
Oh
just
yeah.
losing passion for the team. It it doesn't even. I don't get excited anymore when they win. That sucks.
The problem is the your OG fans are losing passion. Okay, I know plenty of people here. Everyone we know in our circle, we're the only ones that still watch. No one
Yeah, I
even
know.
wants to
Yeah, there's a
watch
lot of
this
people who
crap
there's a
anymore.
lot of people I know who stopped watching. That's for damn sure. For
Younger
damn
than
sure.
us, our age, older than us. I'm 40. They don't watch anymore. We're the only ones who actually still watch this garbage. I don't blame them. It is over, man. It is. You're never gonna get that back because the problem is you have a fan base that's the new kids don't care. They don't even know. They didn't get to see it.
No, they
They
didn't
think
get
this
to see
is
it
the
from where it was,
norm.
and that's exactly what they're trying to do over at Redbird. They're trying to market to
Yeah,
new audiences because if you're trying to make the
because they
old
don't
audience
care.
like this, the old audience is not going to go for it, right? But the new audiences, they don't care, right? They just want to buy
Yeah,
the
they're
merch and
apathetic.
have a
They're
nice hot
yeah,
jersey, and that's fine.
yeah, whatever. I don't care. I just like the red and white red and black stripes, baby. That's why I chose them. It's like I think we said in the last cast. Like, can you imagine the arrogance you must have to come into a club like Milan or Juventus that's existed with a similar philosophy, the same philosophy, for 100+ years, and they have literally dominated their country and been amazing internationally because of it. And you come in, you're such an arrogant dick, and you totally destroy and shit all over the culture of the club, and defile it and ruin it for good. And then the worst part is the fans are like, "No, it's cool, man. You got to do what you got to do."
That's the
I
problem,
mean,
man.
it needed to be sustainable, man. It's like you're just parroting things they tell you while they absolutely bend your club over.
That's exactly right. I don't watch a game and get excited and have passion because we have a sustainable financial model at our club. I get excited because I saw a youth kid broke through the system, play for AC Milan, pour his heart into a game, and then score a huge goal that actually mattered. I see, or grinding out a huge win, or seeing Tonali come across. This is his dream to come to Milan. He does it, lifts a Scudetto within 2 seasons of being here, and he's just slated to be a future captain and stay forever, just to go turn around and get sold the next, in a season or two. It's ridiculous. Like that's those the things that make you excited. They're just taking those away slowly
I,
but surely.
do you remember the big opening scene of Basketballs? You remember that movie with the South Park
It's been a
guys?
long time.
I wish we could play that at the beginning of one of our shows, but I think it's probably copyright crap or whatever. But that pretty much sums up exactly where everything is right now. It's basically saying people used to watch the sports for the love and the passion, watching people excel and excellence, and then went to this whole thing, everything's sponsored and everyone's dancing in the end zone
Yeah.
for
And they
football.
get paid
It's
way too
totally
much
different.
money, so
Oh
they
God, gets
care
hundreds of
less. It's just
dollars
about
into
getting
it.
the next contract. It's not about like playing for the club of your dreams. It's about getting the next contract.
Dude, it's I think those days are done. I think it's you're literally just rooting for jersey colors now. Um, and me, I'm latching on to Napoli. With I always like the club. Now the Conte's there, it's a no-brainer for me. And they have some cool links. They're doing some good stuff. I mean, you don't have to. God, what was someone saying today on X? Like, oh man, you're not a real fan if you
Oh,
don't.
that
Uh,
conversation happens
that is
so
so
much. They're
dumb.
like, you should support the team at all times, and be a real fan. In my opinion, if you support this shit, you're a sheep. And what you're actually
You're sheep.
doing is you're promoting this management, Redbird, to stay longer. What you
Yep.
need to do, and people are not gonna like this, you need to stop buying tickets, stop buying merchandise, stop showing support for the club right now, and let Redbird get scared and have to sell the club so they don't risk losing it and get the hell out of here. That's the only way this thing has even a low chance of turning around. They have to go because if you support this and you go buy the tickets and you get behind the team because that's what you think you should do because of tribalism. Well, guess what? Same shit that you hate that's been going on is going to keep continuing, and they're going to keep thinking, guess what? We've got these fans wrapped around our finger. We can literally crap in their face, and they'll still buy the next jersey. You got to stop
That's
doing it. It's gotta end.
that's the biggest problem right now. Is that the these are smart guys. They know what they're doing. They know that people don't care. They'll still show up. They'll still suck it up. You got your cultists. You call it tribalism. I call it cultists. You got your cultists that'll just no matter what you do, I'm there. Whatever they need to do to feel better about
That's
themselves.
right.
But all you're doing is you're hurting. You're enabling this behavior,
Yep. I
and
feel I am supporting Milan by doing what I'm doing. You
you
can
are.
say what you want. I'm
Well, that's
supporting
because you're a
Milan by
parent,
going
though.
against this shit so Milan can actually come back to glory and we can have some pride again. That's how I'm supporting Milan. I'm not supporting them by saying rah rah, win at all costs. Absolutely not.
If you truly care about the club, you hold them accountable. If you truly care about your kids, you hold them accountable. You don't support their failures. You don't support their when they're insolent, when they're behaving badly, when they have bad friends. You don't sit there and go, ah, "That's cool. Do whatever you like. I'm just here to support
Yeah,
you."
I'm just in your
You
corner the
don't
whole
do
time.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's yeah. That and
Yeah,
that's
the
a
whole
pussy
real
attitude.
fan debate, man. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. No, you're not a real fan. You're a total sheep. That's a major issue with our clubs right now.
It's huge, but
Is
I
that
think this is a
they
reason
know they
why they
can
do
do it.
this. It's a reason why they
It
buy
is.
clubs because these clubs have been around for 100 years, and they have incredibly loyal fan bases. It takes a long time to break. I mean, look, we're making videos about this stuff. Of course, it's anti,
Yeah.
but there's still passion even
It's
when we
not
see
anti.
this thing breaking.
This is proper passion, baby. You love this fucking club.
For sure. Or
Yeah.
I would love to see it come back because they've given me so many amazing moments that like actually like you feel prideful for, and because you could see it, you can see the passion in the heart. You don't see that shit anymore. But either way, they buy it because they have a built-in loyal ass fan base that
Yeah.
they can just monetize the shit out of. They
Yeah.
can jack up prices and they'll still begrudgingly make it happen. They can
It's
ruin the
part of their
team and they'll
identity.
still
Yeah.
show up. It's exactly right. And I'm sure they're laughing in their boardroom saying, guys,
Oh, of course they are.
we can offer the dumbest shit and they're still going to buy it. That's what they're
Yeah.
doing and they're just laughing their way to the bank.
Oh yeah. Go piss in the soft drinks. They'll still buy it for $8 and drink them. Yeah, go for it.
What they'll probably do is
Yeah,
buy just enough guys to maybe make the team better and just sneak into top 4 or 5, right? Because that's what they have to do. So they just keep it
yeah,
just good enough. That's all they
just
got
good
to do.
enough.
So
Yeah.
they'll make 1 or 2 good signings
Yeah.
because they have to now, and then
Well,
they won't, and then they'll do it again when they need to again.
Well, and you got to manage hype. So that's why there's so many foreign signings. When you bring someone exotic in from another, wow, man, and everyone thinks they understand. They've scouted them, even though you know damn well they just watch YouTube clips, highlight reels. Oh man, this player, and it's the hype. Boom, that's all it takes. A couple little hype signings
Yeah.
from different places. Wow, watch how you flip it around. Everyone's so pissed right now.
Yep.
Let's say Milan's probably not going to qualify for the Champions League. It'll be an amazing achievement if they do, but I don't think they will. So they're going to be in a rough spot in the summer. A couple little signings,
Yep. Then they're
fans
fine.
go crazy. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but
Yep.
just like that. Boom.
Just to kind of round it out as to what a circus this has been. You've heard all the stuff about the transfer we talked about, even going back to the people that Milan have let go. You decide to go bring in Morata and Tammy Abraham and let go of your own youth product in Colombo. If he gets bought, he's going to get bought for, wait for it, 7 million. Wow, guys, amazing price.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing better than both of those already, and he's our own.
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy you should keep. Instead, nope, you went out and got Morata and Tammy Abraham when you should have just kept Colombo. Then
Yep.
then you go and offload Daniel Maldini for free, but with a 50% sell-on clause. Wow, what a great deal, guys. So he's rumored to go to Atalanta now, which I think he's going to shine at Atalanta, and I hope to God he does. Just shove it in the face of the management. He's going to be sold for, they're looking around 12 million. So, hey, Milan's going to pocket 6 million. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Off
They
of
don't care.
talented kids who grew up there. A Maldini should never be sold by Milan. He just was. It's disgusting. And they're
No
gonna make
one
6
cares anymore.
million off of it. That's it.
Exactly.
It's not like a
Doesn't matter.
100 million, which you still
Doesn't
should. You
matter.
shouldn't sell your pride and joy, like the
They
family
don't
who's
care.
been there for now 3 generations.
They don't give a
Ridiculous.
shit about that. It means nothing to them.
That's right. That's
It
exactly
means
right.
nothing to your fan base. It means nothing to the owners. It's all a big circle jerk.
Yeah.
It really is. Did we talk about and I forget. Sorry, it's late. Conceição and his tactics.
Yeah. We talked about him not being able to set up a game properly so far,
Yeah, I
and
want to. Yeah.
the jury is still out. It's still early, and he hasn't gotten any support. But I will say, I have not seen a single good game set up. So we'll see. So that's another part of the circus. But then again, like, look at what he's walking into.
Yeah, he's got a mess. Do you
Yeah,
think he is going to be the catalyst to start the fire inside the
I
offices
hope he does, man. Honestly, what I'm actually hoping for is if a little more of this shit breaks out, I hope Conceição just starts going nuts on the man. Like, I hope he's you don't support this type of stuff. I hope he just goes off on these
Yeah,
guys.
you
I
hope
don't
he
know
pulls a
if
Conti
he
on
will.
Tottenham.
Yeah, because like he's only here for half a season. He doesn't have some long term big ass contract. Like, it's just for a little bit. He gets the new contract if days after this. He can
Yeah,
go somewhere else in like 5 months. You know,
yeah,
so like
good.
he could
He should.
just start a whole shit show, and I hope he does. And I
Yeah,
think
I hope he does
he's
too.
just wild enough to do it, and I hope he does because they
Yeah,
need it.
and I'll be curious to see what happens. I feel like I know what's gonna happen. I feel like Red just won't give a shit, and you'd be like, yeah,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
the fuck
They'll
out of
just
here.
they'll start some like
Yeah, they
publicity
don't
that
care.
makes him look bad, and
Yeah.
then they'll fire him.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the fans will believe it because gobble gobble. But that I think that's exactly what'll happen. But I hope he does it just so that a few of us out here know that there's at least someone who's like, no, I'm not dumb enough to take this shit. I don't want your stupid fucking check. I'm out of here. I can go get a check somewhere else.
agreed.
I hope he does that.
Ma-
But he may be the one guy that probably would.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought it was going to be risky bringing him in because I was like, wow, they're actually. I was kind of surprised. Wow, they're actually bringing in a guy who's like a little bit of a loose cannon, so to speak. Because Fonseca's not. He's a classy dude. He's going to kind of wrap it up, right? He's not gonna
Yeah.
gonna talk too much shit, and he didn't. Talked about the team, but never against the management. You never know with Conceição. I hope he does it. I really hope he does it.
I hope he does it too. I think that it's a big deal to come into a team in the middle of the season trying to turn it around. He hasn't
Yeah,
he hasn't been able to
especially
do
this
it.
clown show. God, plus like
Yeah, well,
this management, man. God, how are you supposed to work
you
on these
can't
guys?
do it. No, exactly. You can't do it.
Are you
They
supposed to
the,
respect these guys? Like you
no,
don't nobody even knows what to do. You've got
the fact
Furlani,
that
who's like a Harvard kid. You have Moncada, who was like a I don't even know what he did to kind of get his clout in
oh,
the game.
you know what he did.
Yeah, probably know what he did.
Yeah, you know what he did.
Right?
Yeah,
You've
come
got
on. Yeah,
Ibrahimovic, who, for all of him being a fantastic player, is a total shit director who just is more about Instagram posts. Like, there's nobody to
yeah.
even respect in the management. There's no respect. Like, you
No,
can't care about these guys. So how is Conceição not supposed to feel like, oh my god, what the hell?
no, exactly. I'm very curious to see what happens here. So I'll be watching with my popcorn, and I'll see the one club that might have it worse than Juventus. I'm just.
Dude,
It's such a shame.
if they get
It's
smoked by Inter on the
oh
weekend, it's gonna be a
They're
shit
not.
show.
They're not gonna get smoked.
I don't think they will, but if Inter, I think because Milan's been
Or
like
they
this
might get
year.
pissed.
They've beaten like Madrid and Inter, but then they'll lose to like some shit team. That's how they go. But if they do lose to Inter and it looks bad, it's gonna break. It's gonna go wild. It's gonna be a
Oh yeah.
shitstorm. Just watch it. Watch it unfold.
I mean, he's already yelling at multiple players. I mean,
It's gonna go. It's
I mean,
gonna go nuts.
Fonseca had the same problems, man. I mean,
That's
he just
exactly
handled it
right.
differently. You know, and people are, oh, he wasn't confrontational enough. It's like, well, you got your guy that's Mr. Confrontational now. Here's the result.
You know,
He can't. He can't. He doesn't have his guys in. Like, this is why Conte didn't take the Napoli job at the beginning of
that's right.
in the middle of the
He
season
wasn't
last year.
guaranteed it yet.
He said, and coaches don't bring their own guys in very often, but there's a few people who demand it because they need it. He is one of them. The reason he wouldn't do it is because he needed his guys in there to come in and help set a tone in practice.
That's right.
And I don't think Conceição is ever going to get that chance at Milan.
No, he needed to be here in the summer and get like several transfers in there, guys that he wants to even have a chance of implementing what he wants. This is not a 6-month thing that's going to work.
No.
I don't know. For something you're saying was kind of reminding me that I want to talk about one last thing. Blame. For seasons, everybody picks one scapegoat, and then it moves to
Yes.
the next and the next. So it started with Pioli, right? Oh, Pioli is just, and he was not a great tactician, but the team was consistent. They were solid under him. They blamed Pioli. Pioli left. Then they started to blame Calabria. Calabria got benched. Then they blamed Emerson Royale, which of course he sucks, but and you know he's injured now, but nobody likes him, which I'm cool with. Then they blame Fonseca, you know, which he wasn't great, but it's just the blame keeps shifting.
Yeah.
Every single player. Then it was Teo. Then it was Magnan
Oh.
for a bit, and then it's every single freaking person. Now it's Morata, right? It's Leao for being lazy, and of course there's you know bits of truth in all this stuff,
There's
but
always a little bit of truth. Yeah.
there's always somebody to blame, right? And now it's Conceição and Kleber for doing the bash up. What does that tell you? It tells you that it all comes down to one point. There's one constant that's still there: the management. Every
It's
single time. The culture sucks, so that's why you have all these individual problems.
That's the problem in any situation like this, at any company, at any club, at any team. It does start at the top. You're never going to find a team that's super successful that has shitty fucking management. It's just facts. So the same thing's going on at Juventus, so I can relate it like that. It has been happening. You know, Chiesa is the problem. Vlahovic is the problem. And Allegri is the problem. Agnelli's the
It's
problem.
the same thing,
Agnelli
man.
is the problem somehow. That
It's
guy
the
who brought more
same.
tidals than I. Yeah,
Locatelli is a
it's
problem now, right? Because he
it's
had
just
a bad
angry
slide chat.
kids. Yeah, it's angry kids. Just if they don't win, it's been a long time. They have every right to be angry. I get it, but like I gotta blame something, and I don't know really what's happening because I don't have the information because every single person lies in the media. It's like I don't know what to say or who to be mad at. So I'm picking you because you just made a mistake. That's how it is. So the same thing's going on at Juventus, and what I see happening at Milan right now is I see proof that it's not just this guy, this guy, this guy.
Yep.
It's the head. It's the head of the snake.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's very easy to pick a face because, and that's just how people work, right? It's very easy to pick a face and to pick one person, kind of aim all of your vitriol against that. That's just how humans work. It's much easier than to hate like a management, which is like a conglomerate of people. It's much easier to just go towards one person. That's how it is. It's also much easier to love one person. That's why like so many of these like big celebrity singing shows and stuff work because people get attached to somebody. It works the same way. It really does. That's just how human emotions work. So I get it, and that's why it's kind of shadowed. But it is always the management. So
the only way to fight against it is if, like you said earlier, stop buying the damn jerseys.
Yeah.
Stop buying the tickets to the games. Boo them when they play bad. Stop enabling
boo the management
behavior.
every time you see him. You see a management, boo him. Right? You don't need to get like physical and do stupid shit like that. Boo the management. Boo them. Don't show up. Right? Make banners.
They don't even care about the boos.
Protest.
They don't.
Just don't spend money. You have to hit them where it counts, and that's financially. You gotta make them feel it.
If you want to hit them, hit them where it counts financially. Don't buy their shit. Don't buy the tickets. And yes, you boo the players. You know why? Because no one's going to want to fucking come to Milan and get fucking booed. So once you set that up, the club's gonna be like, shit, we got to fix something, or we got to get rid of this damn team. That's the only way you get these sacks of shit out.
Got a
If you
break.
keep enabling them, and everyone wants to portray that they're a good person, that's great and wonderful and all, but you got to stop enabling this crap. If
It's
you
got
really
to
care about
break before it
Milan,
can be fixed.
yes, you got to break it. You got to get these assholes out of here. They're screwing everything up. It's a shame.
Well, that's where I will end it and end the soapbox. I just had to make it because stuff's starting to go a little bit wild at Milan. It's becoming, I mean, already knew this for years, but it's really starting to come to a head. It's a massive circus. We'll probably be back with something about Juve because it seems like it's about to go nuts too with
Same.
all their transfers and sales. So we'll be doing
Yeah,
something very, very similar in the near future here.
Yeah. No, I like these are my favorite ones. Because this is the shit that matters.
It's just pure passion, man. That's the only reason why we make these videos.
This is the shit that matters, and there's so much fluff on I mean, there's just so much fluff out there. It's just I like just venting and having some real talk, baby.
Yeah, I mean, we could make a very quick, easy video about look how great Gimenez is coming to Milan and get all jacked up, and that would get way more views, right? But
oh yeah, no,
this type of conversation is where the heart lies, and this is how I think you get the team.
We're both married with kids. We don't need to fucking feel better about ourselves. Our teams are getting shit on, and we're gonna let people know what we got to do to work together to stop this shit from going completely on the tube, because it could be over for good. I mean, it really could. This may not ever come back.
It's really close, man.
Yeah,
it's like you got like a thread. So
it ain't like it used to be, man. Like you might not ever get that back, and you could say all the catchphrases. I know Juventus got a million catchphrases. I don't even know what the Milan ones are, but like "Fino alla fine," they say it's just a freaking hollow catchphrase now, guys.
that's right.
It means nothing. Nothing.
I call this team the Redbird Red Devils. I don't call them AC Milan anymore. That's what they are.
I like that. Or just call them AC. That really pisses off the AC Milan fans. Just call them AC.
No, just call them they're the Redbird Red Devils, man.
Red
Because
Devils.
they have a little Red Devil mascot. They're the Redbird Red Devils. That just make it American.
Yep. Redbird Red. Oh yeah, because you got to have a
you got to have a mascot. It's an American team. You got to have a mascot. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Everything's like it's the New England Patriots. You have to. Yep. Yeah. What are Milan are the Devils? Red Devils.
Red Devils.
I like it.
Yep.
The Redbird Red Devils.
Oh, I don't know if this is real or not, but just a little bonus, a little PS at the end here. Huge news, guys. AC Milan. They're not going to sign world-class players, okay? They're not going to bring back a nice core to the team, but they do have a collaboration with Fortnite. Yep, there you go. That's it. Milan is back.
We're just talking about what kind of fan base they're looking to get, right? What kind of fan base?
14 to 16-year-old kids.
Yes.
There you go.
They should have a Drive to Survive show so that they could do to Milan what Drive to Survive did to Formula One. That would be great. Bro. Just bring in the most.
You wonder why there's a Pulisic documentary, because I think Redbird owns a part of Paramount Plus. So what do you think? They were Ibrahimovic was on Saturday Night Live. Dude, they're doing the marketing. Yeah, that's what they are. We're just a marketing club now.
Oh yeah, well that's great. I mean, hey man, we're like I said, we're just a year behind. You guys are. I will say this, okay? You guys are actually good at it. We're still figuring it out. We're failing pretty hard.
Yeah, Milan, at least like they're even. I hate their marketing, but it's effective for what they're trying to reach, right?
You guys are making money, okay? You guys are making more money than any other team. It didn't used to be like
a stadium. Without a stadium.
Without a stadium, yeah. So I mean, that should be really depressing for John Elkett. So I mean, that's probably why he's so pissed. Like Cardinale's whooping his ass, not on the field, but on the books. And that's what he
bought 2 more luxury yachts than he did this year. So
that's right, baby. So if it's all about business, it's a business. Boom. Yep. Well, Milan's number 1, baby. So who cares about the Serie A table? We got the financial table, so everyone else can suck it.
That's right. That's right. That's a good way to round it out. All right, baby. I'm out. Prima Calcio says ciao. Forza Calcio.
Ciao, ciao.